I am eating a cookie. I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is my third cookie in the last 15 minutes. They're gluten and dairy free though, and that makes absolutely no difference to how much sugar I'm consuming, but in my head, that makes it better. But over the past, let me stop chewing. Over the past like 6 months or so, I've been showing you like productive days in my life and what most of my days look like. If you saw my reset for like 2025, you know that my goal next year is to learn to slow the fuck down. So welcome to the exact opposite. Welcome to a lazy as fuck day in my life. Let's do nothing together. It's gonna be all of the cozy, fun hobbies, watching a shit ton of YouTube and doing absolutely nothing. Although I am going to Epcot in like 2.5 hours or so because I'm hanging out with a friend, our bestie. We're gonna chill, we're gonna do nothing, but I'm going to fully disclaim to you, it's 2 p.m. and I did spend the morning doing stuff. I slept in, I woke up at like 9 a.m., which is very much sleeping in a lot. And then I had breakfast, obviously, I went to the gym, I spent the morning like catching up on homework and watching lectures and then doing research for like this 15-page research paper I have to write this week. And that is just what I did this morning. But now it's brain off time and I'm gonna be watching Emma Tamsin Hill and I'm gonna be eating some tomato soup. But first I'm gonna charge my phone because it's 3% battery. So I'll see you in a little bit. And as you can see, the hobby I'm choosing to start with is crochet. If you're not new here, you know that I am crocheting a cardigan. This is her. This is the final like body of the piece. So we have the front panel so that I just finished both. And then I have the back panel. I am worried about the proportions of this cardigan though. I think I made the back a little bit too broad. And that's because of course there aren't like sizing guides for this. I just had to guess for what size, and that is not the correct way to crochet. But you know what? Crochet is a hobby for me, and I don't really care to do it correctly every single time. If you're curious, I am following Viv Crochet's mesh cardigan. And I'm choosing to just do this lazy day as a way to hold myself accountable to keeping very strong and firm boundaries with myself when it comes to the end of the workday. And we're here to make sure that I am doing that. But also I want to acknowledge that yes, I am in my winter arc and I will continue to be in my winter arc. So many things I want to say about this. First, the reason why I think I have been struggling for the past couple of weeks is not only the time of year, but also me just dropping the mindset of doing things as like challenges, which is truly a mind game because I start to think of like, oh, I have to wake up at 7 a.m. and work out first thing in the morning for the rest of my life. And obviously, if I think like that, that's a long fucking time, hopefully. So my brain's like, I don't want to do that. So then I like lose any motivation or desire to do that versus tricking myself and saying, only going to do this for 90 days. And if after 90 days it doesn't work for me, then I will try something else. And you could see just me saying that, how that's such a different mindset to have. So I want to emphasize that. And I also want to emphasize being in my winter arc doesn't mean that I'm not giving myself grace and that I'm not allowing myself to slow down and rest. It just means that while I'm slowing down and resting, I'm also not letting go of my goals. You don't have to be in your winter arc and like working towards goals and always force yourself to ignore the needs of your body or like your mental health or well-being. If you need the extra rest and you have the ability to take the extra rest, then go for it. But that's all I want to say about that. I know that doesn't apply to everyone. And if it doesn't apply to you, then it does not apply to you. But I see so much about like discipline and like forcing yourself to do things even if you don't want to. And you can be disciplined while still being flexible. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to continue making my cardigan. I'm going to tell you the truth. I really don't want to go outside. However, one of my core values is hanging out with my friends. And one of my goals is to make more time to hang out with my friends. So despite the fact that I don't want to leave my house, I do want to go and hang out with my friends. So I'm going to start getting ready to go to Epcot. What time is it? About 2 minutes before 3. So in about an hour or so. And I will try to do like some general B-roll stuff, but you all know I don't record when I'm hanging out with my friends. So I'm going to continue with my cardigan. We're going to be nowhere near done with this cardigan, but we are going to make progress towards it. First row of the back panel, and you can see what I mean. The back panel is so fucking long in comparison to the front panels. So I hope that turns out okay, but you and I will find out together. fact, 8 a.m. And no lazy day is complete without bed rotting in a dark room. And that is what we're going to do. But I'm me and have no fucking chill. So I'm going to make my Q1 mood board, which is going to be so much fun. You all know in my yearly reset video, I did my vision board, which I just need a few more pictures for so I can finalize it. But then I'm going to have my winter vision board for Q1 of 2025, which is going to be so much fun. And I'm immediately going to go to my Pinterest because I've curated the fuck out of my Pinterest so it can be what I want. I'm gonna tell you right now, I will be one of those bitches with the Christmas tree up in January because it's fun and whimsical and I love it. So I am going to go through this, and what I'm actually going to do is watch Cozy K in the background, and I'm going to record my screen on my laptop. That's the only reason we have any kind of light. This is the laptop light, and then I'll do a little voiceover for you of like what I picked. But a mood board's a little bit different than a vision board in that these aren't necessarily like goals I have for myself. They're just beautiful images that remind me of what I want Q1 of 2025 to feel like. So I'm gonna work on that, and I'm also gonna just have a moment of realness here. We spent an afternoon and night together where I was off, and we're gonna spend a morning together when I'm off. But as soon as I'm done recording this video, because I'm intentionally forcing myself to slow down and have relaxation time, I'm gonna go write a 15-page research paper. Professor assigned me a 15-page research paper the week before Christmas, and I'm going to edit this video, which I want to go up later tonight. So this is as close to real time as we have gotten. But let's make a mood board, which my girlies who love collages understand the fun and appeal of this. All right, it's time to mood board. Okay, Pinterest is like my best friend. I love scrolling through Pinterest, all of the inspiring things. And whenever I set out to create a mood board or a vision board, I'm going to Pinterest just because the girlies already know. It's full of aesthetic pictures and beautiful images and just things that convey mostly how I want to feel. Because as I mentioned, a mood board is not a vision board. It has some of the things that I may want to experience, but ultimately a mood board is for me to remind myself how I want to feel and what emotions I want to focus on, which is not to say neglecting the other emotions, but just being more intentional about how I move through my day-to-day life. I do in fact steal these images from Pinterest. I just take screenshots of them and then make a collage in Canva using my screensaver size. If you don't know what your screensaver size is, you can always look it up on Google or whatever search engine you use, and then just enter those dimensions into some kind of editing software. Canva is the easiest for me, and Canva does have a free version. You can see on my winter collage here that a lot of this is about soft coziness, traveling, fun hobbies, editing videos, and really the overall energy I'm hoping that this is conveying, or at least it conveys it to me, and that's what matters, is all about slowing down and relaxing, but still remaining focused on goals. So I have a lot of journaling images on here. Some of my goals are also like to do more travel, to see more shows. I want to do more of that. And also, you all know that I'm focusing on establishing an eating routine that feels healthy to me in a way that incorporates the kind of foods that I want to have in my diet in a way that just is natural to me. So that is my mood board. And then I always set my mood board as my phone screensaver. You'll see a quick clip of like what it looks like as my phone screensaver, and then my desktop is my like 1 year vision. So this is my saver, and then I always put in quotes and stuff just because it's a reminder to me to interrupt any negative thought patterns, because whenever I see it on my phone, I remind myself to interrupt, acknowledge, question, and then correct. And that's what these serve for me, but it's also a visual reminder of how I want to feel. But collaging is so much fun, and that is my mood board. It was genuinely so much fun. I love mood boarding so much, especially as like I'm doing my quarter goal setting, I guess, like having such a clear vision of what I want this winter to look like. So much fun. It took like 45 minutes. It is now 9 a.m. though, and I am finally sitting down to have my very basic breakfast of toast. And what I'm gonna do is color and watch Loie's live stream that I missed yesterday because obviously I was at Disney and then I went to bed. So we're gonna have lots of fun. But before I jump into all of that, I just want to talk about a few things. First, with the coloring book. The coloring book that I'm using today is the bookworm one from Pippi Post. And I know I used to use the CocoWyo ones, but I've follow a lot of like independent artists on TikTok, people who like make their own coloring books, and I've been hearing some very strange things about the company that is CocoWyo, and so I'm choosing to not support them anymore. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Number two, I've been calling this a lazy girl day, but I wanna emphasize nothing that I have been doing is lazy. Stopping to do the things that you enjoy and love and to relax is self-care, and self-care is not lazy. I'm just saying that because I am trying to interrupt my perceptions of laziness. It's always a word that I have struggled with, and I'm trying to make that more acceptable to me, because when I was younger, people called me lazy all the time, and I think subconsciously I overcompensate for that by being an overachiever and being extremely productive. But self-care is so important. Taking time to slow down is crucial, which is why I am choosing to do this video, because I want to hold myself accountable to stopping, to getting the work done that I want to get done, and then stopping. That is what I want to do. Also, because I'm starting a new job in a couple of weeks, I'm really trying to enjoy like this quiet downtime. The other thing that I want to say is just like a reality check. I would be doing this if the camera was on or off, but ultimately this is still a video that I'm putting on my channel, and therefore I'm working as I do this, and I just want to acknowledge that, because it is very strange for me to say, have a cozy self-care day with me while I'm filming, because obviously this is also some form of work for me. But besties, I'm gonna eat my sourdough toast with jam. I'm going to work on my coloring book. This one's super simple and easy, so if you don't like overly complex, the pages kind of look like this. They're super, super simple for you to work through. They don't require a lot of thought and effort, but I am going to link some creators in the description of this video who make their own coloring books in case you want to find other independent artists to support. With that said, besties, it is time for me to relax.
Drive alone in December rain. They play my favorite song. I see a snowflake melt on the deck. I'm awful cold and longing for the holiday. Counting days until you're here. I've been waiting this whole year. Dear Christmas, Christmas, Christmas night. I know you may suffer light, but together we're alright. You know we're ready for Christmas. Can't wait to head back home. When the sleigh bells call, I hit the road. Baby, let it snow. We're ready for Christmas. Why you so far yet close? I think I hear them call. So baby, let it snow. Deck the house. That's when the snow starts falling. I pick all the presents up for